Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is possibly a double upload day, possibly, because we'll see what happens later on, and if there's more news and whatnot, then I will give you a second video, but we've got a couple of things that I feel like need to be discussed now, because it's come out, so we're going to get cracking right off the bat, and we're going to start off with Petr Cech and his comments on the Obi-Wan podcast that has just come out. And later in this video, the new UEFA Champions League format, which has been revealed, and I've got a few words to say, so stick around. Let's start off with the whole Petr Cech thing. Petr Cech went on the Obi-Wan podcast, obviously a Chelsea legend, and spoke to John Obi Mikel, as well as the other guy on the Obi-Wan podcast. Great podcast, if I'm being completely honest. Especially for Chelsea fans, we all love it because it's just Chelsea face after Chelsea face after Chelsea face. It just doesn't stop. But Petr Cech said something that was very, very key into understanding how Chelsea are being run as a club right now by the new owners. So, a little bit of insight. He said one thing, and we're going to get right into it. So, I'm going to show you this. This is what was quoted from the Obi-Wan podcast. Petr Cech saying, Todd didn't force me out, but I'm going to read it for you because I don't want to copyright John Obi Mikel's material here. And I don't know if I show it, maybe I'll get a strike or something. So I'm going to read it out to you. He was asked, had there have been a role for you at Chelsea, would you have stayed? And he said, no, I have to say the decision to leave was mine. He said, you know, people think that with a new ownership comes and then I didn't like it and then I left. He said, no, I have to say that I had very good conversations, always with Todd Bowley or Bedad, because they are both working on it. It's not that they came and I left. No, we finished the year. There was 2 months transition or 3 months to prepare. And you have the new owners. They came with a lot of ideas and they had their vision, you know, which is normal. And I almost felt like, you know, when you come to a new club, you should do it with people, you know, who have like 100% same vision and the same thing, and you go forward. What does that tell you? Cech didn't agree with the vision. He heard, I'm sure, everything that had to be said, and he went, this isn't for me. See you lot later. And he bounced, and I don't blame him. Because now we're starting to see the fruits. I say start to see the fruits. Are there even any fruits? The tree is plain. There's nothing growing, right? There's no fruits. We've still got a tree nearly 2 years in and there's no fruit. In fact, the tree is starting to get a bit dark and it's starting to break a little bit and it's starting to look a little weaker. And we're thinking, hang on, are fruits going to come from this tree or have we been scammed? You know, the seed was planted and the tree emerged, but now it looks like the tree is dying. Petr Cech is correct in what he said. I do agree that with any ownership, when you have an ownership that have come in or in any business or whatever, there needs to be people at the club that align with the vision. I completely understand that. So he's right in that context. The problem is the vision is wrong. It's wrong. It doesn't work on a footballing level. On a footballing level. This is why I go back to what I said before. Not today, but before. If you've been on the channel, you've heard, I've said it before. You best believe these owners are going to make money. This vision is definitely profitable. It's profitable, maybe not as profitable as it would be if we were winning trophies, but it's enough for them to accept as a business model that they are making more money. Easy. So it works. For what their vision is, it works. For them to accrue new value in the long run, and then if they come to sell or they want to keep going, they realize that they're making profits. They're not losing money. Mission accomplished. But on a footballing level, are we just going to be happy to stay mid-table? Maybe. People need to understand that it doesn't exactly equate to us being mid-table means the club's going to be making financial losses. No. Like I said, we're not going to be making as much as we could if we were winning, right? But there's enough in place that they're going to do like all some other teams at the mid-table level do in order to make sure that they get themselves across the line each financial year. That's it. The brand of Chelsea is big enough to do that. It's big enough. Thanks to Roman. So that's that. Petr Cech, there's like an entire podcast. Go and watch the whole thing. There's some funny moments there. He goes over a few key moments in his career at Chelsea and his favourite moments. And it's a great conversation overall. So make sure you go and check it out. But very, very key element as to why he is not at Chelsea anymore. He wasn't forced out, but he heard what was said. He heard what the vision was. And he just went, I'm not in line with this. Simple as that. You need to get people in that are going to understand your vision. I don't. See you later. And he left. And fair play to him. Because now we can understand why. He's correct. He's correct. To be honest, if I was in his position, I wouldn't want any responsibility to do with the downfall of Chelsea Football Club. Especially as a legend, I'd be like, yo, I don't want any part of this. I don't want any part of this. If I don't have any power to change this, I don't want any part of it. And he's right. So fair play to Petr Cech. Legend. So that's that. Now, we shift our focus over to the Champions League. They've unveiled the brand new model. What's the brand new model? Well, let's get into it. So the UEFA Champions League have put out an exciting new era for European club football awaits. Here's how the UCL will look from 24 to 25. And I'm going to pause this in moments. If not, we're going to get done. The 32-team group concept is out the window, right? That's out of here. There's going to be 36 teams in a league phase. So there's going to be each team that will play against 8 others. Now, this is going to be divided, and this is the same concept as for the other competitions as well, Europa League and Conference League. This is going to be divided into pots. So the best teams will go into pot 1. The second best teams will go into pot 2. The third best teams will go into pot 3. And the least able teams in the competition will go into pot 4. And each team will face, each team will have 8 games to play in this league of your pot, right? And then there are 8 teams that qualify to the last 16. And the 24 afterwards will then face in a knockout stage. Is it 24? 8. Is it 24? I need to double check. But okay, no, not 20. So from the 9th position enter the 24th position, those teams will then go to a playoff, basically. And then the winners of that will join the first 8 in the last 16 to then get to the last 16, and then we move from there. To sum it up, this is the Super League. The only difference is it's got UEFA branding on it. That's it. And it's an institution that we already know. Basically, this is the devil we already know compared to the devil that we don't. It's as simple as that. When we look at it for what it's worth, that's basically it. So, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I'll be honest. I think people are going to end up getting used to it. I think, honestly, look, I'm at a point now, and I see this with Chelsea, right? I'm gonna bring Chelsea as an example here. I genuinely think just people are gonna have to learn the hard way, and they're gonna get used to it. And in maybe 4 or 5 seasons from now, Chelsea could literally just keep themselves, still be mid-table, and everyone will just get used to it. And everyone will be like, oh yeah, we're a 10th place team now. Last 4 years we finished 10th, 11th, and 12th. So this is what we are now. With this, I think it's going to be the same sort of thing. I think people will complain at first, myself included, and then I think eventually after 2-3 years, people are just going to go along with it. Is it a good thing though? No. Why? Because as far as I'm concerned, the current format has a mixture in the groups of teams that are top and teams that have come from divisions that are not very high, but they are now playing against some of the best at the group phase. That's where a shock can happen. It's happened where, you find teams like Man City or Real Madrid or Barcelona, AC Milan or whoever that have had a shock loss in the group phase. It's like, what? How has this happened? You lost to Karabakh. You know what I mean? It's happened. And that's where the beauty of it is. Then you get past the group phase and then it gets into the last 16 and things start getting serious. Now you get fed all your dream matchups. You get fed Real Madrid versus PSG. You get fed Bayern Munich, Barcelona. You get fed, Manchester City, Inter Milan. It gets into the quarters. All of a sudden, the English teams can play each other. You get AC against Inter. You get Madrid against Barca. These things start happening in the knockout phase. You might, on the odd occasion, get a smaller team that has made it, and it's like, how in the blue hell did they make it? Unbelievable. And then that gets ingrained into history. What this is going to do, let me explain. It's divided into 4 pots. Who in the blue hell is going to pay attention to pot 3 and 4? Pot 1, you're going to get top teams facing each other in the league format. Yeah, you're going to get it. You're going to get Real Madrid against AC Milan. You're going to get Bayern Munich against Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. You're going to get this from the start, from the get-go, right? In pot 1. Pot 2, you're going to find, depending on who makes it, let's say, imagine if Tottenham made Champions League. You're going to get Tottenham against, I don't know, imagine if Lazio made it. Maybe Lazio, or that sort of tier. And then pot 3 and 4, tell me, what are we going to get? With all due respect, we're going to get maybe, I don't know, Benfica against Red Star Belgrade. And then, God forbid, what happens in pot 4. Pot 4, we might get, I don't know, CSKA Moscow or Sofia against, I don't know, Istanbul Başakşehir. Do you know what I mean? Like, who's going to watch pot 3 and 4 except for the supporters of the teams that are involved? No one. And then it's going to get to the knockout phase. And it's already been diluted. You've already had big matches from the beginning. So now the knockout phase, you're going to get a mixture between big teams and the smaller teams. With all due respect, the smaller teams will end up making it to that phase of the competition, but from pot 3 and 4, but chances are they get knocked out immediately. And then you're ending up in the quarterfinal or the semi-final for it to start getting tasty again. Nah. Diluted. Everything's getting diluted. This isn't based on sporting merit like they try to say. It's all based on sporting merit. No, it's not. It's based on money. It's based on now that there's not 32 teams, there's 36 teams. There's a league format, there's a playoff, which means that there's more matches in the competition now, which means that there's more TV time, which means that there's more sponsorships, which means that there's more money for UEFA. That's it. The current format is perfect. It doesn't need to be tampered with. Now we got this. Like I said though, I'm going to complain, people are going to complain. With time, people will take it on the chin, it'll become the new normal, and then we'll run with it. And then we'll start looking back and going, no, you know what? The old format was better. Too late. That's gone. So, I don't like it. This is pretty much the same sort of similar concept that the Super League was looking to get in. And when it does come, the Super League will come back, you best believe, properly. They've already built their little foundation and they're just waiting for the right moment to strike, you best believe. So this is a big problem that UEFA have done. They should not have made this move. Because now the Super League can easily compete against this. UEFA had something unique that people appreciated and now they've let themselves go. Wait for it. When the Super League comes back and all the teams start bouncing because they're going to be playing the same competition basically but for much more money, UEFA are going to have themselves to blame and they're going to realise they shot themselves in the feet. They had the winning ticket and you've thrown it out the window. So, but what have I got to do with it? I support Chelsea. We're not playing Champions League. This has nothing to do with me. So, You know, we're just going to watch from afar and just see how it's all going to look like. What a depressing time. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you later on for video number 2. If there's more news and there's more things to discuss, you'll see me here for that. Much appreciated. Do not forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. And I will see all of you later on, possibly, if not tomorrow, but I'm sure there'll be things for later. So I'll more than likely catch you later on. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell to be notified if there is a video later. And I will catch all of you then. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.